character. And what he was actually saying is, I know God better than he knows himself. And do you know, we have to be careful of doing that. And I catch myself doing that sometimes. And I see a lot of people in the church doing that, and I'm like, whoa, you should be really scared when you do that. That's actually one word that describes that. It's pride. P-R-I-D-E, pride. And we have to be careful. And if you hear someone doing that, just don't even talk to them. Just walk away. Because some people there's a lot in churches like that. And they're not in church because they think they need God. They're in church because they think the church needs them to tell them who God is. But if you're in people in church, we're here because we all need God. And we realize we need him. And we realize that, oh my gosh, if I don't have Jesus, I am completely wrecked. But if there's someone that's like, well, let me tell you about what God is, you're wrong and I'm right, and then they're a Pharisee. And you know what, how much time you can waste arguing with a Pharisee? A lot of time. So just be like, go to your car and pray for them. But do not get in an argument with them, because you will not win. Because they really don't care. They really just want to be right. That's all. So that's one of the things that trips us up from conquering. So basically the gist is, don't protect your flesh, but protect your spirit. And don't protect others' flesh, protect their spirit. We need to be worried and concerned about people's spirits, not their flesh. That's probably a much quicker way to say what I just said. Sorry about that. So, okay, I'm going to talk about what trips us up. And the only thing I could think about was what trips me up, because as a mom, I really, really did think about, Lord, I struggle with this. When I come up with these lessons, I'm not saying, wow, this is really going to be a blessing to them because they need to hear this. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, this is where I am. Lord, deal with my heart, and I'll share with them how you're dealing with my heart. So that's how I come up with this. So when I speak, I am a sheep that is going, bah, bah, and hoping that the bah just transfers onto you guys, because this is where I'm struggling. So when I say this is what trips me up, I'm telling you honestly, this is where I get tripped up. And maybe if this is where I get tripped up, this might be where you get tripped up too, okay? So this is where I struggle with this whole concept of fully walking the life of Jesus and handing everything over to him, especially right now, okay? Especially right now, because right now I can easily get so scared, not for me, but for my loved ones and for people around me, even some of you. So Luke 14:26 through 27 says, if anyone comes to me and does not hate his own father, mother, wife and children, and brothers and sisters, yes, even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Whoever does not bear his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. So for me, it's so hard to believe that loving blank is not God's will. It's so hard for me to believe, and I guess the easier way to say this is, for me, if I hear something crazy is going on, it's so hard for me to run to Jesus at that moment and say, like, God, I don't know how to help them, even especially if it's a child of mine, and be like, because I will try to love them in my own mind, in my own flesh, in my own strength. And I'll think that I'm doing God's will. But then every time I'm like, I get in the pig pen, every time. And then I have to go back, pray, and then remember, he said, don't lean on your own understanding, Rhonda. Trust me. Listen. And a lot of times he'll say, pray for them and do nothing. Wait on me and watch and see what I'll do. And he works and I don't. That's basically what I'm learning from him. So, I guess what I'm saying is, when the shaking comes, if I see my loved ones shaking, it's so hard to deny that instinct that wants to just run and respond. Does that make sense? And instead of just going, okay, God, they're shaking. What do you say about that? How do you want me to respond? And truly do what Proverbs 3:5 and 6 says, lean not on our own understanding, but acknowledge him in all of our ways, including the ways we love those we love, and let him show us. Because when it's so hard to let our emotions not guide us in this chaotic time, especially with those we love. So we can't love properly without God because he is love. And we are one with him. When we're not one with him, we don't have anything to offer those. And also, the cool thing about these two verses is not only, it sounds harsh. He's saying, unless anyone comes to me and you don't hate those, he's not actually saying hate them. He's saying you need to love me first so much that you love me so far above them that it's almost like you're hating them. And what I discovered is you can't love God too much. The more you love God, you just overflow. It's like a tidal wave, is tsunami. You pour onto those you love. And you actually leave, like Psalm 23 says, a trail of goodness and mercy for behind them. So the most loving thing you can do for your loved ones is to leave a trail of God behind for them. Carry that cross and watch the trail behind you. And it takes both hands to carry the cross, which means that your life is fully surrendered to him. You cannot be holding your cross and then being like, here baby, I'm gonna come over here and help you, because you're gonna drop your cross. And I do that all the time, but I'm really trying not to. It's really difficult. So the most loving thing we can do for them is to leave a trail of Jesus for them behind, for them to follow and see what it looks like to truly follow Jesus with all of our heart, all of our soul, all of our mind, and all of our strength, and to live a fully surrendered life to him. Because I don't think the enemy will really, if we're really trying to follow Jesus, he's not going to come and be like, hey, you want some porn? He's like, no, probably not. He's going to be like, hey, your daughter's struggling. You need to go help her. And we'll just get all tangled up in that mess instead of, and we do need to help them, but it's how we help them. Does that make sense? And I know this is where I get tripped up, and I'm having to learn to help them, not in fear, but in faith, and in faith with Christ. So he knows we need to cling to him. I have to walk in there with the cross, not with my hands. Does that make sense? So we need him the whole way. And this is where I want to talk about Father's Day, because today is Father's Day. And I was just thinking about this morning, that it's so cool how real this is, because it's Father's Day. Y'all know I didn't grow up with a father in my home, and I was just thinking about this morning, and I was like, how is it that I did not grow up with a father? I grew up with all the things that happen in a home without a father there, that completely unguarded, completely unprotected child, little girl, happens. Abandoned, abused, all of these things. But how is it that I can stand here and say, Happy Father's Day, and feel like a completely adored, taken care of, secure daughter? How is that? If God is not real. That is a girl that has believed what her father said was true about her, and has said, yep, there was a life that was here. There was a plan to kill, steal, and destroy, but there was one who came and got me. And he has carried me, and he has been faithful, and I know, and even taken this is what he's done. He has said, oh no, darling, we're going to take this and make this into a redemption story, and you will take what the enemy meant for harm and use it for glory and for good and for honor. How is it that a daughter that was abused and neglected, and the enemy said, I'm going to take her and destroy her and completely throw her into dust? And how is it that I could look at my childhood and say, thank you, God, that happened to me? Because you're using it for your glory, and the very thing that the enemy meant for my destruction and my evil is the very, very, very thing that you're using for my testimony and my glory and your kingdom's purposes. Only God can do that. And it's real. It's real in my heart, and it's real in his heart, and I know it. It's territory that we've gained together. It's amazing. How is it even possible if God is not real? It's not. It was the enemy's plan to destroy me, but God took me and He made a whole different story with my life because I believed Him. And there's nothing other than that. It's not a real physical person that came in the flesh to rescue me, but it's the real Jesus that came out, that went to the cross, went into a tomb, came out of the tomb, and came into my heart and has been walking with me and delivering me and giving me ground from every single enemy that ever since I've been walking with Him. And so when I think of my childhood, I just say, thank you. Thank you. When I think of my physical father here on earth, I say, thank you, God. I love Him. I love Him as my brother in Christ. And I don't know if I have time here on earth to get to know Him like I want to, but I know I will in heaven. And I'm so thankful that I can't wait to spend eternity getting to know Him in heaven. And so I'm just blessed. I'm blessed because I hadn't settled for the plan God had, that the enemy had for me. I fought, and I'm still fighting for the plan God has for me. And I just want to encourage you to do that. No matter how much the shaking comes, you get a solid place to stand. In fact, I'll just show you what it looks like. This is it. This is our solid place to stand. And so everything can shake, but this is where you will stand and you will be secure in Christ the whole way home, no matter what happens. This is it. So, sorry, Bible, that I did that to you. But anyway, so we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity right here to live fully for Jesus, to conquer the territory of God's heart. And we are responsible for the land we take. So take your land, my sisters. Only you can do it. It's yours. And as you take the land of your Father's heart, He is going to give you the freedom of your own heart. So pick up your cross and follow Him. That blessed inheritance is yours. So I'm going to pray us out, and then we can be dismissed. Jesus, we just love you, we thank you, we praise you, and we just exalt your name over the territory of my sister's hearts and my own heart, Lord. We just put the victory flag on the territory of our hearts, Lord, and we just say, thank you, Father. Thank you for giving us the land. Oh, Father, help us be strong and courageous to take it. Thank you that you have given us every reason to be strong and courageous, that you have given us yourself to go with us, and that we have no reason to fear, Lord. Oh, Father, forgive us when we've given into fear instead of standing in faith. We love you. We thank you. We want to stand before you and rejoice with complete joy because of all that we've been able to conquer here on earth, that we get to present to you in heaven. We love you so much. We just proclaim, Jesus, you are Lord. You are Lord. Thank you for what you did for us. Thank you for conquering us and freeing us to be able to have the freedom to come forward with you. We rejoice in you today. We rejoice. It's in your precious holy name we